Do you know what May Day is and why it is celebrated? Well, sit back, relax, and let the story unfold. May Day, observed every first day of May, is a celebration with deep-rooted history and significance, a festival that dates back to the ancient times. It originated from the traditional springtime festivals of many cultures which were celebrated with dancing, singing, and cake. The day was filled with joy, as it marked the end of winter and the arrival of the warm season. In the Roman era, May Day coincided with the festival of Flora, the Roman goddess of flowers. This festival, known as Floralia, was celebrated with much fanfare, involving games, theatrical performances, and elaborate feasts. Moving forward to the medieval period in Europe, May Day evolved into a more secular celebration. It was a day of merriment with festivities such as the Maypole dance, a tradition where people danced around a tall wooden pole decorated with flowers and ribbons. In the 19th century, May Day took on a new meaning as a day to advocate for workers' rights. Labor unions organized parades and demonstrations to demand better working conditions and fair wages. Today, May Day is celebrated in various ways around the world. In some countries, it is still a spring festival with dancing and singing. In others, it is a day to honor workers and their contributions to society. However, the significance of May Day took a different turn in the late 19th century. It became a pivotal day for workers' rights. The year was 1886, when a general strike was held in Chicago, demanding an 8-hour workday. This event, known as the Haymarket Affair, led to violent clashes and eventually the execution of 4 labor activists. In the aftermath of these tragic events, the Second International, a federation of socialist and labor parties, declared May 1st as International Workers' Day in 1889. It was an homage to the Haymarket martyrs and a rallying cry for workers' rights. Today, May Day carries a dual significance. It is a day of springtime celebrations and a day of labor rights advocacy. Countries around the world observe it differently. In some places, it is a public holiday dedicated to honoring workers. In others, it is a day of festive celebrations, keeping the ancient traditions alive. So, what are the key takeaways from our journey through the history of May Day? Firstly, it is a celebration that dates back to ancient times, marking the arrival of spring with joyous festivities. Secondly, it took on a new meaning in the late 19th century as a day to advocate for workers' rights, following the tragic events of the Haymarket Affair. And finally, today it is observed in various ways around the world, reflecting its dual significance as a day of springtime celebration and labor rights advocacy. Now, every time May Day comes around, you'll know it's not just another day on the calendar. It's a day steeped in history, a day of celebration, a day of remembrance, and a day of advocacy. It's May Day, a day that truly means something.